Okay, students. So we're dealing with the module 5. Part 1 of it was done, first half, and we're looking into the second half of it. Okay. Can you see the screen? Yes, students. Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So we are starting with pricing. Pricing of services. Yesterday we saw, or the in the previous class we saw, uh, we are in module 5, so it would be gap 4. So what are the things that come into gap 4 and how to avoid them? I have seen. Now, as a part of gap 4 only, it is between the communication of the company as well as what is being provided. The gap is there. So even pricing of the services is also an important measure. Okay. So we'll see what are the three ways. So first one is, so as it says here, three key ways service prices are different for customers. So the first one is customer knowledge of service prices. What do we mean by that? So do the customer know what the prices are in the market? So based on this, the prices will be put by the companies. So under that, we are having five different things where by which the prices are set in the market. So first one, service variability limits knowledge. So what do you mean by this? Service variability in the sense there are different kinds of services. For example, I can give you insurance. So what kind of insurance you want to take first, you should know. Then those when you contact a service providing company or an agent, basically he'll tell, okay, you need this. But there are a hell a lot of different kind of services available with us, insurances. Why can't you join your health insurance with your life insurance? There is a term insurance, there is a life insurance, there's a money back policy. So all these different things are there. If you know it, well and good. Otherwise, what happens is you know very few, and he says so many things to you, you get confused. So based on this, what the customer knows, also there will be a variation in the prices. Second is providers are unwilling to estimate prices. So it is said unwilling or they may not be able to give the prices as well. So for example, medical services. So if you are ill or if you are not well, you are going to a doctor basically. He says, do these particular tests and come. Then I'll tell you. So until and unless he is sure that you are having that particular problem, he cannot estimate a price. Okay, how much the treatment will cost you. If you are having this, then the costing will be different. If you are having two three different things at a time, if you are not well, then it costs different. If you are not having anything, it is the only cost that you are paying for the tests as well as the consulting of the doctor. So even the doctor may not know what the price would be for the services provided by him to you based on what you have. So even there it is very difficult. Next is individual customer needs vary. What do you mean by this? So here there might be some customization which could be provided by the provider to the customer. Like for example, salons. Okay, if a person goes to a salon, each and every person may have a different kind of a haircut. So some people want it colored, some people want it in a certain way, some people want long hairs, very few has to be trimmed, and some people are like, okay, the hairs are too long, I need to make it very short. So based on what you are doing, okay, the prices vary based on your needs. So that is what is individual customer needs vary. Based on the needs of the customer, the prices vary. Next is collection of price information is overwhelming in services. So there are few services where you need to do a lot of work to get the information. So few of them, like nowadays if you google it, you will get to know, but of a very few people. So all the people or all the service providers are not on internet, or they are not putting all the details on the internet. Like for example, dry cleaning services. So a very huge dry cleaning service only will be showcasing himself on the internet. So if there are local people near your house, if there are five, six people are in your area, what you need to do is to find the prices. You need to drive till there. You need to go to him and you need to ask. So what are the prices for a pant or a shirt or a set of trousers? We never know, or it's a bed sheet or whatever. Okay, what are the prices, we will not be knowing. So if one person is providing something, you need to go and ask to him. If you want to compare the prices, you need to literally go to the other person there, or you need to call him. So there are other things you need to check out for getting the information. If you know the number, well and good. Otherwise, again, you need to go to some other store, ask him the prices of whatever you require. Then you need to compare. If it is same, well and good. Otherwise, again, move ahead to the next one. If you're doing so, you need more of work to be done to get the prices for comparison. And the next one is prices are not visible. So what do you mean by this is a certain price is put there, and later on while buying they say, "Hey, you need to add this, that and all, and the price comes which is higher than what was quoted." Okay, most of the services are doing the same thing, like your mobile services, some of the internet services, what they are doing is, okay, the amount is 599. Okay, so at the time of billing it will not be 599. So the 599 is exclusive, like exclusion of the taxes. So you need to add the taxes later. So 599 will become 789 or 890, something like that. So the end billing price is different than the initial price that is quoted. So that is, some prices are like, some things in the prices are not visible. So if you think 599, okay, fine, or 499 is fine, it is well within 500. If you think like that, so at the time of billing, it will be something around 700 or 750. So suddenly you will think, okay, what has happened? Then you will get to know that there were so many charges in between. There was GST, there was cess, there was so many other things which the service provider has to charge you basically. So these are the prices that are not visible. So these are some of the things on which the customer will be knowing. Even after knowing or partially knowing, these things will be happening in the market. So the prices are kept on those particular things. So in, especially in insurance, if you know in and out, then only you can choose a best one. Otherwise you need to completely rely on the service provider, that is the agent basically. And if the agent is very good to you, or he knows you from a longer period of time, then he will give you the best one. Or what he does is, whatever uh, insurance policy gives him the best returns or the best commissions, so he will push that one to you. Okay, he is not bothered whether your requirement is exactly matching or not. He says, I am getting more commission, so I will be selling this particular kind of insurance more. So these are the some ways where, if the first one is customer knowledge of services, if they know or no. Next one, the role of non-monetary cost. So we saw about the monetary costs where a money or amount is involved. Here, non-monetary costs. What do you mean by non-monetary costs? Where money is not involved. Like you can see the time cost, search costs, convenience cost, and psychological costs. So what is time cost? Time cost is you are putting your time basically to avail the service. Okay. Even if it is not monetary, some people they say time is money, because if I was there, I would have earned so much of money. He is putting that amount of time to avail the service. It might be uh, just before the service, you are waiting to your turn to come. Even that is a time where you are spending, and the actual time you are spending there to avail the service. For example, you are going to a restaurant to have food. So the time you are having food is also the time which you are providing there, right? As well as if you are waiting to get a table over there, even that is the time which you are spending to get that particular service. So time cost. So you are not paying any money, but you are giving your time. Second is search costs. So what is search cost? So you need to first find out where this particular service is being provided to you, whether it is near, where it is far. So you are searching for that particular service. You are having some costs there. So even time is involved there. You are searching, as well as You are basically trying to find, you're trying to talk to people to know about it, you are googling it, you are basically calling your friend to know about it. That is the cost that is involved, that is a search cost. Next is convenience cost. So what is convenience cost? So you already know services are intangible and are produced and consumed at the same time. If the service provider and your time doesn't match, so that means one of you should have the convenience to provide the service to the other person. If you are the customer and you say I want the service at 2 o'clock, but somebody else has already booked a slot at 2 o'clock, then the service provider will say no sir, the slot is not available. So what you have to do, you have to check for the convenience of the service provider. Okay, or it might be the other way around as well. If the service provider says sir can you come at 1 o'clock in the afternoon or 7 o'clock in the evening, if the customer is not available or if the customer is busy, what he says I am not available, can you give me a different time, or the customer will tell are you free at this particular time, or will you be able to provide the service at this particular time where the customer is available. So that is convenience cost. And last is psychological cost. What is psychological cost? Psychological cost is, it depends on the psychology of the person, how he thinks. Like if you are waiting for a longer period of time, what your psychology is. Okay, and if you are like what I can say, like waiting is one of it, and prices, if you want to pay more prices. Okay, even that is a psychological, you need to be very much psychologically prepared to pay more. Okay, so you are basically experiencing that okay I need to pay more, I need to pay more, I need to pay more, I need to wait in the line, I need to wait in the line. So these are the things where which are very much there. Okay, as well as like not knowing, even that is a psychological cost. You never know whether I get the right one or not. Like for example in terms of the insurance. Okay, in terms of insurance, you are looking for something, will you get it or not, I don't know much about it. So these are the psychological things that will be running in your head. And even fear of rejections. So most of you might have applied for loans in the bank. If the bank says no I will not provide, so that is rejection basically. So you are thinking continuously, there is fear in you, so that comes under psychological costs. Okay, next is price as an indicator of service quality. So what do you mean by this? Price as a cue to quality. So many people associate quality with price. If the price is high, they think that the quality is more, or the quality of service provided will be better than the services provided at the lesser prices. So that is price as cue to quality. Many people directly associate quality with price. High price high quality, low price low quality. So that may be true or may not be true. So increase expectation of customer towards quality. So again, so if you are paying more, your expectations increases. I'm paying so much, I need to get this kind of service provided to me. So your expectations are higher if you pay more. Okay, and if you pay less, you might not be having any expectations or very less expectations. And if the service provider meets it, or if he goes beyond your expectation, then you are very much overwhelmed, as well as you are basically happy. Okay, you are enjoy that at this particular price I am getting much more than what I was expecting. That is the customer is delighted. Okay, what we say. So these are the two things where prices directly you associate with quality. High price high quality, low price low quality. And expectations increase high because you are paying more than what is there in the market. Okay, next is three basic price structures and difficulties associated with usage of services. So how are the, or what different basis the price structures are given for the services? First one is cost based. So what do you mean by cost based? How do you come to arriving at that particular price? So cost So you will be adding the expenses from raw materials, labors, as well as the percentage of overhead as well as the profits you are adding. So whatever you are spending on that particular putting plus your profits. So what is the price in that case? In cost based pricing, it would be price is equal to direct costs plus overhead costs plus profit margin. And profit margin would be a percentage of direct cost plus overhead costs. Okay, that is cost based pricing. So you are first finding out what is it costing you, plus you are adding the percentage of profit, then you are getting a price. So this will be your cost based pricing. So under cost based pricing also there are some challenges. So costs in many of the companies or places, it is very difficult to find out the cost in some of the places. Okay, so what would be the cost for a person standing in a queue? So can you monetarily put it? No, there are some challenges. First is some costs are very difficult to trace. Okay, second is labor is most difficult to find. Okay, so the labor costs, some people may ask more, some people may ask less based on the experience. So even that has to be taken into consideration before you go for a pricing of a particular service or a product. Okay, next is cost may not be equal in the value of the customers pursued. That means you think you are paying more for less. So whatever the customers is are perceiving, if you are not matching the prices with that, they may think I am paying more for the service that I am getting, or it might be the other way around. They might think that I am paying less and I am getting more in return. So even these are the challenges while you are basing your prices on the cost. Okay, this is what is cost based, the first one. Second one is demand based. So what do you mean by demand based? So before going to demand based, I'll go to competitor based. Okay, the second one would be competitor based. So what do you mean by competitor based? So there are some other companies also are providing the similar service to the customers. So those are termed as your competitors. So you are looking into your competitors for finding out the prices of the services what they are giving. So based on that, you are putting the prices on your services. Okay, I hope it is very clear. Cost based, sorry, competitor based pricing. Okay, and there are two things where you are basically providing the competitor based pricing. The first one would be when services are standard across providers. So what I am providing is same as the other person or the other company is providing, then you need to look into the competitor's price. Okay, whether he's taking the same amount as I am taking, or is charging more or is charging less. And the second one is if it is a set of few large companies who are providing similar kind of services, because there are very less competitors, there will be something called as a oligopolic market. That is, there are very few big people who are controlling the services or the products in the market. So what they decide would be the price. So in that case, you look into your other competitor. Okay, what he is doing. Okay, I'll also have the same kind of price. So very few people providing to very large set of people. Like for example, your mobile services, okay, telephones. So there are very few companies, big companies, who are basically providing these services. So each and other every person, like the company or the customer, looks into what prices they are providing and what is the benefit to them. So based on that, people are switching to one provider to other provider. So what they do, they try to match up the prices. So based on what the competitor is giving, even he will also try to give the similar kind of prices. That is competition based pricing. So again, there are some challenges in competition based. So small firms may charge too little to be viable. That means if you start charging, like if it's a big firm, he can manage his costs very well. So he can provide the service at a low cost. But if there are small firms, they may not be able to provide the cost at the, I mean, provide the service at the cost of that particular bigger company. Okay, next is heterogeneity of services. That means There are different kinds of services in the same, like I told you about the insurance. So it is very difficult to have the prices set as per the competition. So there are different things. So one different set of combinations and permutations are done. As I told, they can merge uh, life insurance with health insurance. They can merge life insurance with mutual funds, ulips, what we call. So all these things are there, we never know. So these things also pose a challenge while you are looking at a competitor for pricing strategies. And next is prices may not reflect customer value. Again, so if you are taking a higher price or lower price, the customer, you are not thinking more about the customer, you are thinking more about your competitor, what he is doing. Okay, even that is a challenge if you are looking into the customer's point of view. And the last one is demand based pricing. What is demand based pricing? Demand based pricing in the sense, you look into the market. If your demand is more, you are charging more. If your demand is less, you are charging less. So the best example is your movie theaters. Okay, in the weekends the prices go very high because the demand is high. Okay, and in the weekdays the demand is less and the prices are less. So nowadays it is very difficult in COVID, and the theaters are also not open. So as and when you were going earlier, if you see at the weekends the demand is high, the prices are high. In the weekdays the demand is low and the prices are low. Even the timings of the day also change. The morning hours will be lesser. The prices for the tickets in the morning hours is less than afternoon and evening and at night. So even at the time of day also the uh, costs vary or the prices vary based on the demand. Okay, so that is demand based, variation of prices based on the demand of the service or the product. Next, approaches to pricing service, that is cost based. That is what I explained you. Cost based, you are looking more into the raw materials, labors, as well as the percentage of profit that you are adding. The second one, competition based, based on what your competitor is charging, you are placing the price for your service. And third one, demand based, based on the demand, whether it is increasing or decreasing, you are increasing your cost or decreasing the cost of the service that you are providing. So in the next one, four customer definitions of value. What the customer thinks. Okay, first one is value is low price. Second one is value is everything I want in a service. Third one, value is the quality I get for the price I pay. This is what the I am talking about, what customer thinks of the service before paying. Okay, value is all that I get for all that I give. So the first one, where the value is low, or the price strategy is when the customer defines the value as low price. So what are the different kinds of pricing strategies under value is low? Excuse me. First one is discounting. They look into the discounts provided by the companies in availing the services by the customer. So if there are many competitors in the market, so many people, many companies give different kinds of discounts to the customers. Okay, buy it twice, third one is free. Okay, 10% discount, 20% discount. Refer a friend, you'll be getting a new one more additional services free for you. So that is discounting. Next is odd pricing. What do you mean by odd pricing? 299, 399, 499, where you feel that it is not higher. If you put 99, you feel it is very less. But if you say 100, so psychologically you feel it is very high, but the difference is only 1 rupee. Okay, but the psychology what they play is 199, 299, 399, 499. So 499, if you think it is lesser than 500, that is how you think. Okay, if they say 500, you think, array 500, it is more. But just if they put 499, 1 rupee less, you will not feel that price hike that you are paying. Okay, that is odd pricing. Next is synchro pricing. So what do you mean by synchro pricing? Synchro pricing is the price where you are synchronizing basically between the demand and the supply. So you just saw that. So if the demand is high, you are increasing your pricing. If the demand is low, you are decreasing the price, basically to manage the demand. Okay, so you already know, like for example in the cinema theater only, you know there are 200 seats. Okay, and there are, the demand is 400. So even if you increase the price from 100 or 150 to 200 or 300, the people who are very much interested, they'll come and watch the movie, and you are also satisfied and they are also satisfied. But the people who are looking for lower prices, they go on weekdays. They'll make time and they go on weekdays where the prices are less. It is win-win for both the provider as well as the consumer. So the people who are very busy on the weekdays, even if the prices are high, they go on weekends. Okay, so that is synchro pricing. And the last one is penetration pricing. What is penetration pricing? You are coming into the market now, you want to capture the market share. So what you do, you look into the customers pricing and you give at a very cheaper price than your customers, so that people will not feel burden in trying your service. They may feel okay, we'll just try for once, the price is not that high, so they come and try your services. So you are trying to penetrate into the market by capturing the market share and giving them the services at a lesser price. That is penetration pricing. Next is pricing strategies, when the customer defines value as everything he wanted in a service. So value is everything I want in a service. There are two kinds of pricing strategies. First is prestige pricing, and the second one is price skimming or skimming pricing. First one, prestige pricing. So what do you mean by prestige pricing? So prestige pricing is a particular brand, for example, comes up with a product. So the pricing would be as per the value of that brand in the market. Okay, so it might be high, it might be low, whatever, based on the pricing. If the people think that if I buy this, I'll be having good prestige, okay, that would be the higher value that they are paying. So for example, mobiles, so this could be better understood if we give a product as an example. Okay, the same thing is applied in these services as well. For example, if you are trying to buy a mobile phone, okay, so Apple are the leading in the market. If you feel that if you're buying a Apple mobile, your prestige is high, it is a prestige point of view. Or the companies come up with models, not only Apple, the other companies, they say it as a flagship model. So what do you mean by flagship model? It is a higher end in whatever they are giving, that is the flagship model. So if you are owning that, that means in the customer base of that particular brand, you are at the higher level, your prestige is high. That is a flagship mobile, what we call. The features are a bit different or more than whatever the other mobile phones of that particular brand are there. So it will be something higher, and the price also will be higher. That is called as a flagship product or flagship service of that particular company. Next one is price skimming. So what is price skimming? So you know already the segmentation, the higher segmentation and the higher price. So if you are placing your product at the higher segment, okay, where your prices are high and a very few elite people will be taking the use of it. So again, mobile as an example, whenever a mobile is introduced into the market, the prices are high. Why? The people who are really interested, they are ready to pay the higher price at the beginning. Okay, that's what is price skimming. So at the beginning, when the mobile is launched, the prices are high. As and when time goes, like 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year, the price slowly goes down. Even the manufacturer knows he can produce the product at a lesser price, but still he keeps it at a premium. That is called as price skimming, where people are ready to buy at a premium price. If they wait for a year, they already know the prices come down, but still they go and want to buy it. They want to be the first people to use the that particular services or that particular phone, in my example. Okay, next is pricing strategies, when the customer finds value as quality for the price paid. Even we just saw in the previous slides, quality. Okay, so If you think the price is high, then the quality would be high. The price is low, the quality would be low. Even if it may be true or may not be true. So what is the first one? Value pricing. So what is value pricing? So value pricing means you are giving more and charging less. That is what you are making your customer think. Okay, you are charging less and giving more. So best example in this I could give you is Geo. Okay, Geo, what they are doing, they are saying you, if you buy a certain pack, I am giving you so many OTT apps for free. Okay, OTT subscriptions as free, even those are services. Even Geo is a service provider. So what is that he is saying? Hotstar is free, then Amazon Prime is free, then so many other things like Z5 is free. So if you are buying a certain pack, he is giving additional things to you. So what you are feeling, instead of going for each and every OTT app separately, you need to pay more. So what he is doing, he is saying pay so much and I'm giving these all things with whatever you wanted, that is calling or data, plus you are getting all these things. So that is value pricing. The customer thinks if I pay so much, I'll be getting more than whatever I am paying for. That is value pricing. Next is market segmentation pricing. So what do you mean by market segmentation pricing? You are giving different what do you call segmentation, a different product and a different price. Okay, especially mobiles, if you see, you are having different mobile phones for different set of customers or different segments, where I can call. So people who are willing to pay less, they are having a different set of mobile phones, a range of mobile phones there as well. Plus the people who are ready to pay a moderate amount, even for them there is availability in the same brand. And the people who are ready to pay more, okay, at a higher price, for them also there are mobile phones in the same brand. So this is a market segmentation pricing, a different thing or a different pricing for a different set of different segmentations. Okay, even in cars, if you see, there is a lower model or lower end, mid end, and the higher end in the same one. Okay, so for example, you take any car. Okay, you take Desire, Swift. So Swift, there are some features where you are not being provided at the lower end. There are few which are being provided in the mid end, and there are some elite services or elite things which are provided with the car if you are buying at a higher end. Okay, so these things people are looking into. That is market segmentation. Based on the market segmentation, they are varying the prices for a little bit change in the service provided. Okay, that is market segmentation pricing. Next one is pricing strategies when the customer defines value as all that is received for all that is given. That means whatever I am paying, I am getting for that particular amount, I am getting this particular service. So that is what it means. So value is all that I get for what I give. That means what I am paying, I am getting that much amount of value. Okay, so price framing. So what is price framing? Price framing is that when it is very difficult for the customers to know the pricing of it, and you are framing that, you are giving an example. See, that brand is charging so much, I am charging this, and whatever I am providing is almost equal to what he is providing. So here you are framing your pricing by having a comparison between different services which are being provided in the market. Okay, so it might be same or different. You are basically, it is very difficult for the customers to find out the prices. At that time you say, yes, see, look at them, so they charge so much and I'm charging this much. Okay, and I'm providing all these things to you. So that is price framing. You are basically framing your pricing in a certain way in the mindset of the customer. That is price framing. Next is price bundling. What do you mean by price bundling? You are giving him a set of products, different things, or a set of services, where if you bundle them and sell them, you may say that you are paying less than individual services or products. For example, you may say If you buy this particular mobile phone, you are getting a sim free, plus you are having a, if you pay some 200 or 300 extra, you are getting a warranty for 1 year or 2 years more. Okay, what is this? This is bundling. They are, what all they are bundling? They are bundling the mobile phone, the price of the mobile phone, plus if required, they'll charge something for the SIM. Plus upfront, they are telling you you pay so much and you are getting an additional warranty on your mobile phone for so many years. Excuse me. That's a service being provided in a bundled way. So that is price bundling. So different set of services are provided which are interlinked, and they are providing at a particular price. So if you buy a phone, you know you need a SIM, a service provider. Plus, if something happens to the phone, there needs to be a warranty on the phone. So whatever is needed when you are buying a phone, everything is bundled and sold at a particular price. That is price bundling. Next is complementary pricing. So what is complementary pricing? Complementary pricing, we are having three different pricing strategies. One is captive pricing, two-part pricing, and loss leadership. So what is captive pricing? You are giving the product at very low price. Okay. For example, Geo, if you see, he say first at the beginning he gave you for free. Then he said pay 100 rupees plus your whatever pack you are paying. Then he came up with a device. So there were many people who bought the Geo phones as well. So he charged it as 1500 or 2000 rupees. Okay, so you need to pay 100 rupees plus your pack. Plus he later told that okay, I'm coming with a phone. If you want, you can have it. That is captive pricing. You're trying to catch hold of the customer slowly, one by one. Second one is two-part pricing. Okay, what is two-part pricing? So if you buy a DTH, okay, he says I'm giving you the dish plus the uh, what you call that particular circuit board is also there with the card and all. So he says, okay, DTH services are you are buying whatever plans you want, and for installation I'm charging so much. Plus for the device, what he is giving you, he says there is a fixed price for the device as well. You need to buy or you need to rent it. Okay, that is what is two-part pricing. You are paying in two parts. One is for the service, as well as to avail that service, what all are the things required, the tangible things required. For that, you are paying separately. That is what is two-part pricing. And the last one is loss leadership. So, what is loss leadership? Loss leadership is you are giving one of the product at a lower price, okay, very low price, where you are attracting the customer. As soon as the customer comes, he says there are other products also where the prices are higher than usual, and it might so happen that you come looking for that particular lower price and you end up buying the higher ones, or you buy both. So this is done by most of the retailers or FMCG people. They say, okay, come and buy. For example, I'll give you grocery or your malls and all. Okay, like big bazaar, supermarkets and hypermarkets. They say, okay, Wednesday bazaar, Friday bazaar. So you are getting onions at this price. Okay, if you buy these two things, you are getting this at this price. Even that is there. Okay, so basically they want you to come into the store. When you come to look at one product, you look at the other products also, and there would be very less discount or no discount on other products. So what you do, you come there in search of one product and you end up buying the other products as well. Okay, so this is one of the strategy where you are trying to attract the customer and later on making him pay for others where there are no discount for it. So that is the three different things. That is captive pricing, two-part pricing, and loss leadership. And the last one is results-based pricing. So some of the services like medical or legal, what happens in legal or in medical? It is based on the results. So, for example, if the doctor has asked you to have a test to be taken, so based on the result of the test, he'll tell you what is the pricing. Okay. Similarly, in legal advisors, he'll first check what has happened to you. If there is an accident, okay, there are different charges. If there is a land dispute, it's a different charges. Okay, if there is a civil case, it is a different charges. So based on the results, what has happened, based on that, they are pricing. Okay, so the examples would be medical, or the examples would be lawyers basically, or legal advices taken. So these are the four different ways in which the customer thinks, or the company thinks the customer will be thinking, and based on those in which category they fall, they will be having a pricing strategy. Okay, so this is in general summary of all the four. Value is low, we are having discounting, order pricing, synchro pricing, and penetration pricing. When the value is everything I want in a service, that means they we are having prestige pricing and price skimming. Next one is value is the quality I get for what I pay. So if that is the mindset of the person, we are having value pricing and market segmentation pricing. The next and the last one is value is all I get for what I give. So for that it is price framing, price bundling, complementary pricing, and results based pricing. So make sure you know all these things, because there might be a question on this for 7 marks or 10 marks in your final examination. Okay, by this we are ending our module 5. Is there any difficulties or doubts? Yes, students, any doubts in module 5? Anyone, any doubts? Okay, no doubts. Well and good. Thank you, students. So we will be ending our class.